Hello, in this video I'll be showing you how to set up the system that's in front of you. You'll be able to sort and store items, retrieve them. You'll be able to do it with a terminal or the glasses. You'll be able to craft items. There'll be a computer that can automatically fill a chest with whatever you want, and a couple other things. So stay tuned and good luck. First thing you'll need is a GPS tower. I'll provide a link in the description for how to build one. Next, go ahead and build a shape like this with one at the bottom and an odd number above it, with the one at the bottom being centered. I'm using 3 so it'll stack up higher more quickly. Next, let's place some computers and turtles and note what computer ID they are. This will be the sort master. Let's get its ID, so it's only number 40. Let's mark that here. Let's put the sorter here and the retriever on the other side. We'll need a Q computer, also a glasses bridge interface computer, and the glasses bridge. The glasses bridge, you'll have to wire it with a wired modem and some networking cable, and take a note of which number this is. You also need to bind your glasses or your helmet to the glasses bridge, so go ahead and do that. And let's make a turtle here to retrieve the items. You also need to give one item tesseract to each turtle and put it in the bottom right hand slot, which is slot 16. So now you can start downloading the files, and to do that, take the Pastebin code and type Pastebin get, paste it, and then start up. And now if we restart this, it'll look at Sortmaster and run that program. I'll go ahead and download all the programs so that it'll have them. Okay, so this is the Sortmaster, and it's asking how many units wide we want to make this. And this one is set up for 3. You could do 5 or 17 or 100, however many you want. Okay, so 3. Fuel name, I'm going to be using coal. It's going up, and the tesseract direction, it's from the chest to the tesseract. So I had forgotten to put a chest here. This is where all the items will be coming into, and they'll be sent through here to this turtle. So if you look back here, the direction from the chest to the tesseract. So if I stand here and look towards the tesseract, on top right of my screen you can see that I'm facing south. So let's go ahead and type south. So this errored out because of a missing file, but because the file is going to be different for each installation, I did not include it in the Pastebin. So we'll have to go and make that. But as you can see, this computer now has a folder called Files. If you go into there, there's a bunch of programs that we can use to copy to the other computers. So there's 2 ways to do it. You can copy it to each computer, or you can download it to each computer, or, which is the way that I prefer, is to put it into the shared folder, and then every computer will have access to the same files. The downside to that is it doesn't work on some of the newer versions, or the newest versions of ComputerCraft, and the computer will not be able to edit the files once it's in there. So if I go to, type this in, app data, and then .minecraft /saves / my world is called flat, ComputerCraft, computers, computer. Type that in, go here, and find the number of the computer that this is. So this was number 40. Let's go back to here, number 40, and as you can see, here are those files again. So you're going to want to copy all of these, and go back a couple directories to your .minecraft folder, go to mods, go into ComputerCraft. If this isn't there, go ahead and create it. This will also not be there if the first one wasn't, so create that, and finally create this one, and this one. Then if we paste this in here, all these files, we can go back to Minecraft and look at a different computer. So this computer I haven't done anything on. If we look, there's no files, but we can go to ROM, shared, and there are those files. Let's go ahead and create those files that it needs. So we can just copy one of these. I'm not sure if you need to do this, but I do it so that there's no problems with different encoding types. I've run into that in the past, so I always copy it. So let's do names.tbl for table, accept for yes. Now let's edit this in Notepad++. Okay, get rid of whatever was there before. Okay, and this is the names.table I use for my personal server. So we can take a look at this and actually just, I'm going to copy it here. These are the ones that you'll need. So let's take a look. The queue is number 43, GPU interface 44, etc., etc. So I'll go ahead and type those numbers in now. Okay, so here are those files, are the numbers updated. So go ahead and save this back into the shared folder. So now every computer will have access to this. Next one you need to make is the frequencies. So copy this, do the same thing, rename it to frequencies.tbl, and edit in Notepad++. Here's the one that is for my server, right here. Now for these, it doesn't really matter what you name them so much, at least for most of them. First one that you'll need is a default destination. Let's do a system input equals 3. I said earlier that you didn't need a fuel supply, but you do, so go ahead and add that one in. And for that fuel supply, you'll need an item tesseract over here, and a computer with a wireless modem next to on it. So let's set some of these tesseracts up. Let's get rid of all these, since these are from an old video I was going to make. Okay, so I got all my different frequencies set up in the tesseracts. This one is next to the crafter, so I'll set it on autocraft, set it to receive only, check the box. Okay, so that one's ready to go. This one will be sort transfer, because it will be transferring the items from the input area to the turtle. So put it on send only, set, okay. This one will be fuel. Again, it's send only. And the system input will be over here. So this one's receive only. So all the items will come into this tesseract, go into the chest. The computer will look at it and then send it to here, which connects over to the sorter. So let's try the sort master again. Okay, so as you can see, it loaded up now that it has the files. Let's see, loading ROM shared names.tbl. That's in the shared folder, so again, all the computers can access that. It has one item loaded because that's the fuel type that was typed in earlier, and it's ready to receive items, but the sorting turtle is not. So let's go ahead and set that one up. Before we get the sorting turtle, any of the turtles set up, we should get the fuel systems working. So let's get some coal and store it in here, and this one was set to be fuel supply. Okay, to get the fuel supply set up, make sure that the label is set up correctly. Okay, should be good. Let's do Pastebin get, use the code for the startup program, and startup. Okay, and now for reboot. So it's going to ask for some settings. This one only needs one setting, others need more. But so first thing it needs is a direction from DSU to Tesseract. So if I am standing at where the DSU is and face a Tesseract, I'm going east, as you can see in the mini-map. So I type in east, and that's it. Okay, reboot. Okay, so this one has some more settings. Direction from DSU to turtle. So if we stand here and face the turtle, it's facing north. Okay, so north. Xhome, it needs to know where it is here at the fuel supply, fuel point. So if we stand on top of this and press F3 and look at our X value, it's only got to round up, so it's -969. So -969. Y is the vertical. So if I stand here, you can see that my Y value is 60. 60, and Z, again, if we stand on top of it, we'll see that Z is -73. -73. Okay, and that's it. I forgot that processing is the name of the input, so this one needs to be changed to processing frequencies.tbl file. So here's that change. It's got the same 6, except that system input was changed to processing. You don't have to change this name at all. This doesn't really matter to the computers, just so long that the frequency stays the same. So let's go back over to the turtle and restart. Okay. And there's no turtle monitor. Turtle monitor is for the GoTo API. So let's go ahead and add that one as well. Alright, this computer doesn't really do anything yet, so I don't really care what number it gets. So let's just name it that and try again. And if we restart, okay, so now it's going to refuel. So as it turns out, this computer needs to be moved, so it's only touching one deep storage unit. So let's do that now. Go down here and make sure that the label is still set up. Okay, still good. Put the modem back on it. Now if we restart, it should, it's found on the top side. It's going to wait for fuel requests, which this one should be still sending. If not, we'll just restart it. It's going to do that. It needs an item tesseract in slot 16. Let's put that in now. Refueling. So now it's going to get the coal. So let's go ahead and give it an item. This one's still going. Okay, good. Let's give it stone. It says adding new item stone to 1-1, and it says sent a stone at position 1-1 to the turtle. So the turtle goes to position, this is 0-0, so 1 up and 1 over. So now this should have 1 stone in it. Okay, good. Over here it says storing 1 stone. It doesn't use this one and this one because of the way the algorithm works for picking the next DSU, but it doesn't really matter. So it's storing items now. Let's see if we can get the items back out. To do that, we'll need to set the Q computer up. Okay, so I just rebooted it after getting the Pastebin file, and it needs a terminal glasses bridge number. So if you look here, it's going to be just a single digit, or I guess depending on how many you have, it could be more. But this one's 0, as you can see from the text chat. So let's type in 0. So I've been having problems with this one because there's no network connection between glasses bridge and the computer. Good. When it greets you, that means it's good. So now, because I already bound my helmet to the glasses bridge, you can see in the top left of the screen that it's starting to display things. Okay, so you can see that in the top left it's telling you what it's doing. Storing some wired modem, so the deep storage unit, storing 1 deep storage unit. If it's refueling, it'll tell you that. Let's set up the retriever. First we'll need to get some more fuel because the other one cleaned this one out. This one's called retriever, and it's got an item tesseract in the corner. Let's go ahead and get the Pastebin file. Okay, so it needs the direction from the DSU to the turtle. So if we stand alongside the wall and face the turtle, You can see that we're going in the southern direction. So let's type south. Minimum fuel to use, stick with 100. I think it's set up to be 1,000 on my server, and then 100,000 for the Mac. Okay, so it's going to refuel, and it's going to get the fuel from the fuel supply. It's going to clean it out. So now it's got 204% of its max fuel, or minimum max fuel, yeah. And it's waiting for requests. So now let's set up this one, which can retrieve stuff. So it's named apps, and it's number 45. So this will be your name. It's important that this name be in the names.table. No, in frequencies.table. So I put Giuseppe in there. So I'll use that. As you can see now, it's Giuseppe's apps. This number to the right is the tesseract frequency that it will be using, and the number right after that is the fuel level of the turtle. So obviously it's got no fuel. This whole thing takes a lot of fuel, honestly. Mostly if a problem arises, you can just restart and it'll hopefully fix itself. Okay, so put the item tesseract in there, restart, and now it's refueling. Okay, so now it's working. Okay, so it's saying trying to load a nil file name. That's because this the get program needs the list of files that are currently known by the system. Unfortunately, I don't really know of a good way to have it accessible by all the computers. I'd like to add in the future where there's a central computer that keeps track and it just sends out any information that other computers need. But in the meantime, let's take a look. This is computer number 40. So let's go back into Windows. Okay, so this is the computer that is currently set to be sortmaster. It's number 40. And if we look at items.tbl, load that up. You can see that it's got a few items in it already. And this is the file that all the other computers need. So you can just copy this and go to the shared folder and paste it into here. If you don't have access to the shared folder, either because it's not your server or because you're using a newer version of ComputerCraft, you can just paste it into every computer that you need to have access to it. Obviously that's kind of a pain, but once you have a lot of items in your system, it won't really change all that much. Okay, so now we've got the items.tbl in the shared folder, so let's try that again. Okay, get. So it'll place the tesseract down maybe a couple times, and now if we look, it's set to my frequency, which is 6, and I should be able to request any of these items. Let's get the one stone that's in there. So you can see in the top left it's saying fetching 1 stone, returning 1 stone, and there it is. So I put some more glowstone in, and let's get 500. If you type in a number too big, it'll fill up all these slots, and you won't be able to get all your stuff. But if it's going into a pipe instead of into this turtle, then you won't have to worry about it. You can also use this to send items back to the to be sorted. Let's put all that in there, and that's the dump items program. So it'll set up the tesseract and send it all through. So now if we look in this chest, remember this is the processing one the system input, should be coming out through here. This apps turtle has a few other cool programs. So you can make a bridge. Let's make it 5 long and 3 wide. Let's not place torches. The torches I haven't really quite figured out, so they may or may not work. Let's use stone as the floor. So it'll go ahead and fetch some stone, place it here, and build us a bridge. Anytime it runs out of stone, so if I take all of this, well, might as well take all of it, it'll try to place the stone, and it'll fail to do so, and order some more from the system. And you can have it place as many blocks as you need. I've had it go up to, I think, 5,000 or something. So it's pretty convenient that it just fills it up for you. Tunnel works pretty similarly. Once the turtle fills up, it will dump all the items into the sorting system. It'll also refuel whenever it needs to. Let's see, square wall builder. Make a 5 by 5 by 1 wall, and let's make it out of stone. Okay, it'll request a stone and build basically just a square out of it as tall as you want. Okay, so the next thing we'll set up is the glasses bridge interface. Default designation, this is the name of the tesseract frequency, so if you look at your frequencies.tbl, that's what this would be. So I had set mine to default. Let's set this to receive, and I'll need a chest. Okay, so default destination is default. If you change where it delivers to, it'll reset after this amount of time. So let's do 10, I guess. Glasses bridge number, again, that's this number, 0. So 0. Okay, should be started up. Now you'll see it says deliver to default. Let's see, stone. It'll ask you if you want regular stone or glowstone. Let's get regular stone. How many? Let's get 23. So now because this is default, frequency 1, it tells the retriever to send to frequency 1. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps up all the storing and retrieving stuff. We can go over here to the crafter and make sure this thing... This also needs an items.tbl. This one needs a file called recipes.tbl, so let's make it now, recipes.tbl, and let's leave it blank and see what happens. Okay, so it comes with just the bucket recipe. So Arizona line 202, attempt to call nail, that's the turtle.craft line. So let's get rid of this, place the crafty one in there, and we'll have to update the names.tbl file to this new number, number 48. Alright, 10 buckets, okay. You can see put them here. You can put another tesseract here that goes over to this bucket, this chest, so that it gets sorted again. But it's easier to see that it's still a bit slow. I gotta work on this thing, but I don't use it that much, so it's not very high priority. In one of my videos I showed a squeezer being filled up with seeds all the time, so let me show you how to set that up. A new entry in the frequencies.tbl, let's call it squeezer, and keep in mind that you can't just name it here, you have to go into the frequencies file and add it so that ComputerCraft knows about it. Okay, so label set top off, because it's going to top off whatever slot you tell it to. Keep in mind, again, that you'll have to update the items.tbl. Okay, so top off needs some settings. Peripheral side is bottom in this case, and amount to order when empty. So this thing has room for 9 spots of 64, which is 576, I believe. So let's do 570. Item name seeds. Inventory slot. OpenPeripheral starts at 0, so it indexes at 0. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. to 8. Let's check for slot 8. Sleep time, let's give it 30 seconds. And the frequency name is going to be whatever you put in the frequencies.tbl for here. So in my case it's squeezer. Okay, so it says 0 in slot 8 because there was 0. So it's getting more seeds. It's going to fetch 570 because that's what I told it. And so now it's filled up all the way to here. Okay, so this is going to start filling up. As soon as all the seeds are gone, this thing will notice next time it goes around. So it's going to sleep for 30 seconds, but we can kind of cheat and have it just restart, and it'll check right away. So it noticed that there is none, and so it ordered some more. You can do that with pretty much any peripheral or any machine. The setup, I tried to make as easy as I could. If you need to know which slot is which, some of them get kind of confusing, like what is this slot? Then you'll need to go into the terminal, and wrap the peripheral, and then find out whatever slot it is for yourself. So this one would be whichever one has the cans in it. Another program that I've found useful is something I call Duty Cycle. So you can use it to turn machines on and off, or you can have it power piston to, call some wheat or whatever you need to use it for. Okay, so the period is the total amount of time. So let's make it 10 seconds. Duty cycle, you can, if it's 100%, then it'll always be on. If it's 0, it will never be on. Let's make it 25%. Output side, in this case it's back. And on state is high in this case. A lot of MineFactoryReloaded peripherals are low. So if you want the machine to be on, you can set this to be low, so that when the machine turns off, the redstone signal from the computer is high, if that makes any sense. But in this case it's a piston, so you want it to be set to high, because a high redstone signal means the piston is turned on. Okay, so it's going to be on for 2.5 seconds, and then off for 7.5. You can edit any of the settings manually by just editing the file, and another way to edit the settings is just to remove them. Settings.txt, and then restart. It'll ask for them again. Ask you for them again. I think that about wraps up this video. And let me just show you what I ended up having for these different files. So you can see the default was where the Glasses Bridge interface defaults to. Sort transfers for the sort master and the sorter. Processing is the input to the whole thing. AutoCraft is for the crafter. Fuel, of course, for fueling. Giuseppe is for that turtle. If you have more than one person, I could use Giuseppe, and then somebody else could use, whatever their name is, but they'd have to have an entry in this table. And you can have as many as you want. And then Squeezer was for that seeds example. And then names, so we have the queue, retriever, sorter, crafter, all the different ones. And again, the turtle monitor I didn't set up at all, so it didn't matter what I used for that. Alright, well, that concludes my video. I hope you found it useful, and if you have any questions about the system that you're trying to get set up, please post it in the ComputerCraft forums, where I will be most likely to see it. Thanks, bye.